Well, good morning. This Easter Sunday, and it's rather dull outside, so I thought I'd bring you up into the grow room and I'll just show you what I've been doing yesterday. This is actually, if I just sit down here, I do apologise about that. You'll see this is a cake stand, and what I'm trying to do is make another aquarium for the orchids that I'm just struggling with at the moment, and that's that little Gomza recurva. Bear with me while I just stand up. That's that little Gomza recurva. This is the little tropical pointer. She's got one viable root there, and she's got another viable root just under there. And I've put her on this little piece of cork bark, and I've not put any sphagnum moss because I don't want to have too much humidity. That is, of course, is my little Ladder Jessie, and this is the which I think the label needs just moving. That's the Dendrobium. Let me just have a look if I can see it. Dendrobium Violet Fizz Luna. Anyway, I've put them in, like I say, this little cake stand here, and it will stand on this table. It's near the humidifier, so now and again I shall open the lid, and I've sprayed them this morning, so this should actually be fine there. So if I'm just going to push this a little way back here now. And then I thought what I'd do is talk you through the Cattleyas and how they're going, how they're faring now, because of course I did have a lot of scale on them. And if you'll bear with me a minute, what I'm wanting to do now is just open this blind back up, because there we go. So if I pull each one down, and then it's easier for me to sit down, then there we go. Now this is Cattleya violacea intermedia var rosa, or rosea. She's still a little bit dehydrated, but if you'll see in there, don't know if you can see in there, she's actually got the remnants of a little flower sheath. I'm not suggesting for one moment that this would flower. You can see she's been through the mill, and I'm not sure what this is, what this mottling effect is, and I thought I'd lost her actually with the scale. And what I'm trying to find is signs of oops, sorry about that. Signs of eyes, to see whether or not she's got any viable eyes. And see this little area down here, there. That was a viable, well, it isn't a viable eye now, because I think the harsh treatment has knocked that one. And I'm struggling on this one to find any viable eyes. I don't know what that is there. You can see she might be virused, I'm not sure. But they get watered separately, and they do get checked for scale. So I'm going to bob that one over there, and I've got this set of brushes now, and they're all different sizes, and this is the one I've been using at the moment, just to get down in with those eyes, just to see whether or not there's any scale left in there. Now this is my Cattleya. Sorry about that. And she's got a new growth there, just broken out of that sheath there. She's sending that root down. She's already got a root down there and it's attaching to that bark. And this one suffered very, very badly with scale. Sorry about that, you'll see that leaf there. And they were watered and fed yesterday. And we just have to be patient. That's all we can do. This is one of the other ones, and I keep this one separate. I've got one part of it over there and I'll bring that down, and that's the LC Bermondsey palm. But this one's responded very well by going onto this mount, and it sent out a new leaf there, and those roots like this mount. That's this big one here. That's almost touching now. And that one again, I water separately. Now let's bring this one down. And this is Cattleya lobata. And I'm sure I've got another little one of these somewhere. Anyway, you'll see again the remnants on those leaves. Now, sorry about that, I don't know what causes that. They didn't come to me in that condition, but like I say, they've all been through this harsh treatment, and whether it's the effects of that, I'm not sure. Now this one's got a viable eye there, and it's sent up this new growth, which is quite firm. It's not wobbly. So, and of course I had one, I think, I can't remember which one it was now, that had got signs of fusarium, but actually all the Cattleyas now I've got good healthy roots, and even though there's blemishes on these leaves, the actual roots are doing fine. So if I put this one back up here now, and I'll pull this one down. This is another one that was badly affected, and that's 24 karat gold. And that lovely little tiny brush goes right down here and right down there. So they are the start of flowers. And there's another one in there. Now whether or not, and there's another one in there. Whether or not these will ever produce flowers, I've no idea. But can you see that eye there? Sorry about that. That eye there. Well, I think that's a dead one, because that little tiny brush just goes right down behind that eye, and I brushed it this morning to see whether there's anything in that eye that shouldn't be there. Again, looking at this one, she's got a good root system, and I'm just looking to see whether or not we've got any viable eyes. You see there's another dead one there. So I'm not sure. I might just have to be patient with this one, and hopefully it'll pick up and send out a new eye from somewhere. Now I'm just going to put that one over there just for a second, because I want to lift this one down, and this one's a little bit larger now. I always get it caught on that. A couple of the others there. Right, now this is Pamela Hetherington. Let's have a look at this one. What I've done with this one the other day, I took it out of the medium it was in, and I've put some of this large bark in here, Now she's got a new root there. She's got another possible eye just coming there, and underneath here somewhere there's a little tiny. I checked that root yesterday, I pulled that thinking, oh, that's completely dead, but when I pulled it and I hydrated it, it actually turned green, and there's a little, you won't see it I don't think, there's a little tiny speck there, and I think that might be a root developing. Now let's have a look at this one. See, there's an eye. Although it's been slightly damaged, probably with the harsh treatment, but I'm hoping that one. Now I've repotted her and checked her. She's been fed yesterday, and she should be fine. So I'm going to put this one back now. She's possibly got another tiny little eye coming at the back of that nubbin there. So with a bit of luck, let me put that one back. And of course you've seen this one plenty of times, and this is on the bamboo mount. So this was watered yesterday and it had a good feed. I'm going to leave that there on the table. And this is the Cattleya autumnalis, and you can see the new tips on the roots developing there. And at the back there they've penetrated that wood. She's nice and secure on that mount, so that's doing wonderful. Right, if you bear with me a minute, I've got to bring this big one down. In fact, I can't bring it down without standing up, because this is the humongous pastoral innocence, and I think this might have been the one that brought all that scale in, because when I checked her this morning I was looking for viable eyes and there isn't any. But then when I was checking, I can't remember which one it was I was checking, with that fine tooth, that fine paintbrush, when I was looking I thought to myself, now what's that? I think it's down there. See there? Just under there. Now I don't know whether it'll let me turn round and you'll see it. And I was very lucky to actually look at it and find it. Just see if I can find it. Oops, I've just flicked that off. Right down there. There. And when I looked this morning, there was remnants of white inside that eye, and just underneath as well. So I thought, well, you're not getting away without any treatment. So I've just done a little bit of spot treatment on that one. Again, you see, I can't see any viable eyes. She's got good roots. You can see they're hydrated. And I've checked inside all these, cleaned all the debris out, and I can't see any scale at all. So I'll put this big one back, and this is the pastoral innocence, and I think this is the one that brought the scale. That it nearly drove me mad, that scale. And like I say, I'm lucky to have any Cattleyas at all. It just sits there on that shelf. I'll bring this one down. Let's have a look at this one. Now, this is the one. This is there we go. And that's the cutting off that one there. And now this one. Look at this. Can you see that new eye there? And I'm really chuffed with that one, because there's that one there, and she's got a possible one that she could develop here, this one here. I mean, they're very, very slow. I'm very, very lucky to have that eye appear there. She must be quite a strong plant, this one. So I've checked them all over. Again, she's got some marks on her, but otherwise she just appears very, very healthy. So I'm just going to bob her back here, and then I'll just bring this one down, and hopefully I won't have forgotten any. And let's have a look what this one is. This is Cattleya intermedia Quinny. And she's still a little bit hydrated, and I think that's probably my fault, because I have to treat her like a mounted orchid now, because she's in this gravel, lava rock, decorative gravel, and I think she was getting too high. She was dehydrated anyway because of the treatment, but then over the winter she's produced this leaf here, and she's producing another growth there. So what I'm going to do is treat her like I do all the mounted ones, and then she'll get watered every day during the summer months. And as I say, last night she was watered, and she was also fed. So I'm just having a scanning around now just to see whether or not I've got any more Cattleyas, and I don't think I have. The only other Cattleya I've got, of course, is that one that's in the terrarium, and that's Seagull's Gem by Mullery and Lutula, and that's a species one. And of course I've shown you that one before, and that's in good recovery with my little saucepan lid on it. So what I'll do now, I'll finish this video, and then I'll come back and we'll perhaps go through the dendrobiums and give you an individual update on my dendrobiums. So from me to you, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll speak again soon. Bye bye now.